And yet over and over, Jesus clearly distinguished himself from God, saying, the Father is greater than I, serve only the Father, worship only the Father has sent me. He makes it very clear that he is not God.
Wanita ini bukan seorang Muslim. Namanya Elizabeth Bird, seorang cendekiawan Kristen yang dikenal sangat taat pada keyakinannya. Selama bertahun-tahun, ia mengabdikan hidupnya untuk meneliti kitab-kitab kuno dan sejarah agama. Dengan rasa haus akan kebenaran yang begitu besar, ia menyelami manuskrip-manuskrip Alkitab kuno yang bahkan nyaris tak pernah diketahui oleh kebanyakan orang di zaman sekarang. Namun semakin dalam penelitiannya, semakin ia menemukan sesuatu yang tidak pernah ia bayangkan sebelumnya. Tulisan-tulisan kuno itu menggambarkan sosok Yesus dengan cara yang sangat berbeda dari apa yang selama ini dia dengar di banyak gereja modern. Menurut penelitiannya, Yesus digambarkan sebagai seorang utusan Tuhan yang rendah hati, seorang pembawa pesan perdamaian yang mengajarkan kasih, belas kasihan, dan kebaikan kepada sesama manusia. Dan hal yang paling mengejutkannya adalah, dalam berbagai teks kuno yang ia pelajari, ia tidak menemukan satupun ajaran yang menunjukkan bahwa Yesus pernah mengaku dirinya sebagai Tuhan.
The reason that Christianity doesn't actually make sense is because it's not a religion that's created around the teachings of Jesus. It's a religion that was created with a specific narrative in mind, and then they just reshaped Jesus's teachings to fit that narrative. Let's not forget that Jesus had a powerful movement that was not afraid to be killed, to be persecuted, and this was a huge threat to Rome. So what they did is they got in front of the movement and created a religion that would still serve them in the end. How they did that is by deifying Jesus and making him seem like he's equal to God. And yet over and over, Jesus clearly distinguished himself from God, saying, the Father is greater than I, serve only the Father, worship only the Father has sent me. He makes it very clear that he is not God. He says, I and the Father are one, but that is not the same as being equal to God. And yet 300 years later, Rome and a bunch of early church fathers create a creed and put Jesus up in the Holy Trinity, which separated us from him, because now we can never be like him, which is what they want. Because if they had millions of Christed people walking around having the same effect that Jesus did, then their entire system would collapse. And so what they did was they created this separation, and again, not based on Jesus' teachings. They then reshaped it and gave you other interpretations of those teachings to just help you have some peace of mind. But if you read just Jesus directly, it is very clear that he never said that he was God.
Bagi Elizabeth Bird, penemuan itu bukan sekedar mengejutkan, tetapi juga mengguncang keyakinannya hingga ke akar. Ia mulai bertanya dalam dirinya sendiri, bagaimana mungkin ajaran tentang kasih, kerendahan hati, dan kedamaian perlahan berubah menjadi doktrin yang berpusat pada darah ilahi, pengorbanan, dan penebusan melalui penderitaan. Pertanyaan itu terus menghantuinya. Dan semakin dalam ia meneliti sejarah kekristenan awal, semakin kuat keyakinannya bahwa perubahan besar ini tidak terjadi begitu saja. Menurut pandangannya, transformasi ajaran Yesus dilakukan secara sadar dan perlahan membentuk arah baru bagi kekristenan. Di tengah pencariannya, satu nama terus muncul di hadapannya, Paul the Apostle. Elizabeth meyakini bahwa Paulus adalah sosok yang paling berpengaruh dalam mengubah arah pesan asli Yesus. Ia menilai bahwa berbagai gagasan baru mulai diperkenalkan dan sosok Yesus kemudian dibingkai dengan cara yang lebih dekat pada pemikiran teologis Yunani Romawi dibandingkan dengan pesan spiritual murni dari ajaran awal. Bahkan dalam beberapa kajian yang ia pelajari, Elizabeth sampai menyebut Paulus sebagai nabi palsu, sebuah pandangan kontroversial yang menurutnya memiliki jejak dalam sejumlah tulisan kuno. Baginya, pengaruh Paulus menjadi titik balik besar dalam sejarah, awal dari perubahan teologis yang kemudian membentuk kekristenan selama berabad-abad. Pandangan Elizabeth pun memicu banyak kontroversi. Sebagian orang menolaknya mentah-mentah, namun sebagian lainnya justru melihat penelitiannya sebagai ajakan untuk kembali menelusuri akar iman dengan kejujuran intelektual dan ketulusan spiritual. Bagi Elizabeth Bird, perjalanan ini bukan tentang menyerang keyakinan siapapun. Ini adalah tentang mencari kebenaran. Ia percaya bahwa di balik lapisan sejarah, tafsir, dan perubahan zaman, masih ada pesan yang murni dan universal. Sebuah pesan yang tidak hanya layak dipahami oleh para cendekiawan, tetapi juga oleh siapa saja yang benar-benar ingin mencari hakikat kebenaran ilahi.
Sometimes I wonder, where did Christianity go so wrong? Because truly, like, Jesus's teachings were so beautiful. Loving your neighbor, compassion, forgiveness, good works, the kingdom being within you, God being this loving father, all of this beauty. And yet the version we have today is fixated on blood and sacrifice and atonement and sin. And honestly, all this pagan ritual sounding bullshit that I don't get it. I don't get where it went wrong. And then I remember, oh yeah, Paul is where it went wrong. You have no idea how many Christians I have heard say, well, you can't have Jesus without Paul. And you guys are absolutely insane. Like, this is probably the false prophet that he warned about that would come in his name and distort the teachings. You guys think it's, coming now. It's like, no, he was speaking to his disciples in that time period. Paul started teaching his gospel, which was what he called it, his gospel, 20 or more years after Jesus died, right? So the movement was alive and well for 20 plus years before Paul came along. And I'm like 24, so that's a long time. That's like my entire life for me to know one version of Christianity before some guy comes along, had some hallucinations, claims that he has the true message of Jesus more than his own brother James, more than the disciples who knew him in real life. It's honestly crazy. I've been reading this book called Paul and Jesus by James Tabor, who has been studying this topic for like 40 something years, probably even more now. And he makes an interesting point that we need to read the New Testament backwards, where we need to start with Paul's teachings that go back to, I think, 50 AD or even maybe 30 AD, I don't know. And then you can see how his theology seeped into the canonical gospels of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, because they are from around 60 AD. And you see all the similarities. It's not meant to be read in the order that it is, because Paul heavily influenced what was included in the Bible. Because again, Christianity wanted one unified, theology, doctrine, and text to live by, and that wasn't what was going on. There was many Christianities in those first 100 years after Jesus died. And again, just pointing out that before he came along to distort everything, there was a version of Christianity out there that had nothing to do with his view, his revelations, and it was much more aligned with what Jesus actually taught. But unfortunately, Paul had ties with Roman people, he was a Roman citizen, and he had connections, and I think for whatever reason, they pushed his Gentile, teachings to the forefront and kind of use those in the New Testament. And it's really unfortunate because we really don't know what those early Christians really believed. They wiped them out. They pretty much killed them because, again, they wanted unity, and they destroyed their teachings, they destroyed their texts, and just pushed what aligned with their narrative. And Paul just happened to be the tool, the plant that they used to create that version of Christianity. And honestly, 6 out of 13 of the epistles or letters that are attributed to Paul weren't even written by Paul. So obviously people were just slapping his name. He became this authority figure of a completely different message, and anything that aligned with that message was like, oh yeah, that's Pauline. So we are either living in a time of churchianity or Paulianity, but it's definitely not Christianity, unfortunately.